Father has a plan, though it's hard to see it now. You can feel you're walking all alone, that He's there, no doubt. When the storms around you rages, you're tossed and froze. When you're faced with life's decision, not sure which way to go. Stand still and let God move. Standing still is hard to do. When you feel you have reached the end, He'll make a way for you. Stand still and let God move. And you wonder where He's been, for there never was a moment that His arms weren't reaching out. You can rest assured, be secure, God is moving right now. Stand still and let God move. Standing still. He'll make a way for you. Stand still and let God move. When you feel you have reached the end, He'll make a way for you. Stand still and let God move. The answer will come, but only in His time. Stand still and let God move. Stand still and let God move.
Amen. I appreciate the goodness and the mercy of the Lord. He's good to me. That's the best I can say is He's good to me. He's always met every need that I had, and He's going to meet every need that I will have. He's good to me. That's the best I can say. He's good to me. I'll be reading in several places, but I'm going to first start off in Exodus, the 14th chapter. I say I appreciate the goodness and the mercy of the Lord. I'm thinking sometimes. See, I've been out of high school 37 years. And I figured out a few things. One of the things I figured out is your hair either turns gray or it turns loose. When I graduated high school at 18 years old, I thought 40 was old, Brother Gerald. I thought it was ancient. But I passed 40. I passed 50. And Brother Gerald's 60, looking younger all the time. And time waits on no person.
Right.
Time waits on nobody. And back in Exodus, Exodus 14. I'll start reading in I'll start reading probably in verse 10. And it reads, "And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. And they said unto Moses, Because there was no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, Let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? Were that better for us to serve the Egyptians than we should die in the wilderness?" And pay close attention to what the word that Moses told them. And Moses said unto the people, "Fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them no more forever." That is hard to tell somebody who's... How many of you this past year, from January the 1st up until this day, have you ever been discouraged? Anybody? I dare say, if we were honest with ourselves, every one of us has felt discouraged. Right. When you look behind and you see, all you see is the enemy. You look in front of you, all you see is the enemy. Look to your left, all you see is the enemy. Look to your right, you seem like you're surrounded by people who could care less if you exist. How many mathematicians we got here today? Any mathematicians? Okay. What is 1 plus 1? How much is a negative 1 minus 1? Negative 2. That's the same way you're saying a negative 1 minus 1. It's the same thing as what you're saying. For you, that's just an abstract thought, because negative 1 is supposed to be less than 0. You can't get less than 0. But I'm going to tell you something, brothers and sisters. Although 1 plus 1, like she said, is 2. But 1, you plus God means everything. Right. No matter what situation you may face, no matter how dire things look. There have been some times in my life I was so discouraged, so down that it would probably take a 16-foot extension ladder for me to reach the bottom. But the Lord is trying to tell His children, stand still and see this. Look and see what I can do. Amen.
Amen. Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord.
There's only reading verse 22 where it says, "And the children of Israel went to the midst of the sea upon the dry ground. The waters were a wall unto them on the right side and on the left." You know what? When I read scripture scripture, I try to picture in my old pea brain how it might have looked. To the left. As you're going through, I can see water. To the right. All you can see is water. You look down, I can see a dry ground where the water used to be. And look to the back. Pharaoh chasing after him. He talked about being between a rock and a hard place. And Paul Harper says, that's not, let me tell you the rest of the story. Yeah. He goes on to say, and the Egyptian pursued, went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch the Lord looked into the host of the Egyptians, to the pillar of the fire and the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand over the sea, and the waters, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariot, and upon their horsemen. And it doesn't say where Moses fussed about it. It doesn't say where Moses said, are you sure about this, Lord? It just said he done exactly what God told him to do. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. We'll also read in the book of Isaiah, the 41st chapter, reading verse 3. Or verse 13. It says, for I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. There's times I need help from God. I can't make it without Him. I do not have the physical strength, Brother Gerald, to try to make it without God. I can't do it. No. Reminded of the song of Brother Jason, part of it says, I am nothing, I have nothing without you. Tengo nada, soy nada sin Cristo. I am nothing, I have nothing without Christ. I can't do it. You make me look up here and look can be deceiving. Some big, heavy set, burly guy, he can do anything. No, I can't. No. I can't go with you to the ends of the world. I can only go with you so far. But Brother Tribble, you've asked me to do some things. And I may be able to do it, but there's some things I can't do. Yeah. But I have a friend that sticks closer than a brother. I have church family that I can go to. When I ask them to pray, you know what? They'll pray for me. Yeah. Take away. Remember the song that his Tony's daughter sang? When you don't move that mountain, I needed you to move. When you don't part that water, I wish that I could walk through. I will trust. I will trust in you. Do you trust in God today? Next portion of scripture I like to read is found in Acts the 27th chapter. And during my break time, I like to try to read my New Testament. And I have to read part of this. Talk about the Apostle Paul here. In Acts 27, I'll start reading in verse 18. And we had exceedingly tossed with the tempest. The next day they lightened the ship. And the third day, we cast out with our own hands the tackling of the ship. They were in the midst of the worst storm that they had probably ever been through. Where they tried to lighten the ship on non-essential things. They didn't want it to sink. He goes, well, that's not doing so good. We'll try to unload some of the heavier stuff. Some of the tackling of the ship. They were still tossed about. I imagine he got discouraged. The people that were with him got discouraged in the midst of the storm. And when neither the sun nor stars in many days appeared, and no small tempest lay on us, all hope that we should be saved was then taken away. But after long absence, Paul stood forth in the midst of them and said, Sirs, you should have hearkened unto me and not have loosed from Crete, and to have gained this harm and loss. And now I exhort you to be of good cheer. What? There have been some times when I lived in the country, it'd be so dark I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. Now, can you imagine, visualize in your mind that type of darkness, being tossed and turned about? You're trying to hold on whenever you could. You're afraid that you're sinking at any minute. And here you have this crazy preacher telling you to be of good cheer. And like I said a while ago, when I read something like that, my mind is thinking, what? Try to visualize it. Go boo, la 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 la. Try to visualize what in the world, how that might have looked. Several soldiers, several experienced sailors, they've been on that water before. And here he has this, like I said, crazy preacher telling us to be of good cheer. What? They couldn't see your hand in front of their face. They was tossed to and fro. I can imagine more than one of them got seasick. To and fro. Here, I just got to tell us to be of good cheer. For there shall be no loss of man's life among you, but of the ship. You're not going to lose one man, but you will lose the ship. You will get ready to take a swim. But God brought him through that. I might another portion of Scripture with Elijah. The enemy encircled him. Elijah's servant went and looked out, and all he could see was the enemy. He looked to the north wall. All he could see is the enemy. Looked to the south wall. All he could see is the enemy. Looked to the east and west wall. All he could see is the enemy. And he reports back to the prophet. The prophet tells him, "You're sure they are with us, or more than there is in the world. Are you kidding me? Have you looked over the wall? He looks again. Battle was filled with horses, chariots of fire. The Lord plus you is a majority. Don't be discouraged. Be of good cheer. Well, you understand, Brother Les. When I see people not serving with God, seem like they're getting away with things. Let me encourage you. They are not. They are not. Psalm reads, but as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious of the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. No, I really didn't say a title. There's one thought I want to leave with you. Don't be discouraged. You can make it with the help of God. Amen. Brother Trevor.